Everyone thinks I zone out. I'm actually running a whole life you'll never see. I lie down to sleep, and the lights go up. Not worries, not a to do list. Full scenes, arguments I win, love stories with better lighting, careers that never hired me, whole alternate lives directed by me, starring me, and nobody else gets a ticket. People call it zoning out. Weird, immature, a waste of time. But the truth is the opposite of broken. I'm not empty in here. I'm full. And I only stopped hating myself for it when I finally understood what was really happening. So let me show you. Here's what happens the second the world gets quiet. My outer life goes dim, and my inner theater boots up like it was waiting for that cue all day. And I didn't invent a name for this to sound special. A clinical psychologist, Eli Sommer, wrote about it in 2002. He called the heavy version maladaptive daydreaming, rich, story-like fantasy that can get so immersive, it starts to steal time from real life. Not a random thought. Plots, characters, dialogues, hours if I let them. There's even a questionnaire for it, the MDS-16. Researchers treat it as a real pattern. Not an official DSM diagnosis yet. Honest whistle, but not just me being dramatic either. And the brain part isn't mystical. When I'm not locked on the outside world, a network called the default mode network lights up. The system that does self-talk, memory, social simulation, mental time travel. It's the same machinery that lets anyone rehearse a hard conversation before it happens. Mine just never got the memo about quitting time. It keeps casting me in sequels. So when you think I'm blank, I'm mid-take, camera rolling. Take 47 of a life that doesn't exist. And here's the part that makes it so much worse. The better the movie gets, the thinner the real day feels. At 2 a.m., I'm charismatic, decisive, finally saying the perfect line. At 2 p.m., I rehearse asking for the raise so hard I forget to actually ask. People see me quiet on the couch and decide I'm lazy, checked out, living in my phone. I'm not on my phone, I'm in season 3. And the hidden fee isn't imagination. Imagination is the talent. The fee is what it buys out: sleep, presence, the conversation that was actually happening, the life I was supposed to show up for. Researchers even found this pattern co-travels a lot with anxiety, depression, ADHD, OCD type loops. Not because imagination is a disease, but because the mind reaches for a brighter room when the real one hurts or overwhelms. It's a perfect little machine. Real life feels flat, leads to I go inside, leads to inside feels better. Leads to real life gets less practice, leads to real life feels flatter. Now, I did try to fix this, believe me. I've got a whole toolkit. It's all garbage. Watch. Tool 1. Just stop thinking. So I lie there and order my brain to go blank. My brain treats that like a dare. Within 10 seconds, I'm starring in a courtroom drama where I finally win the argument from 2019. Tool 2. Scroll until the brain dies. Genius. Kill the movie with a worse movie. Spoiler, I don't fall asleep. I fall into other people's highlight reels, then invent a better version of mine at 3 a.m. out of spite. Tool 3. Only allow useful daydreams. Job interview, hard talk, productive stuff. 5 minutes later, the useful rehearsal has a subplot, a rival, a soundtrack, and a post-credits scene where everyone finally understands me. Tool 4. Shame. You're too old for this. Normal people don't do this. Shame doesn't turn the projector off. It just makes the movie a secret. And secrets run longer seasons. 4 tools, 0 results. Because every single one was aimed at the wrong problem. It took me way too long to get it. The movie was never proof I was broken. It was a skill. Immersive imagination. Some brains can build rooms so vivid you can almost walk into them. That capacity isn't a glitch. It's a high-resolution simulator. Somewhere back there, that simulator learned a job. When the real room felt boring, lonely, loud, or unsafe, Go build a better one. That's not me being defective. That's a protective move that worked once. Regulation by escape, running on a loop long after the schedule got out of hand. And I need you to hear this part. Fantasizing a kinder life does not mean I hate the real one. It means part of me is still trying to feel something the day didn't give me. The line between gift and problem isn't, do you imagine? Almost everyone does. The line is, does it own your sleep, your focus, your chances? And can you put the remote down? Here's what finally changed it: not murdering the theater, taking the director's chair back. First, I stopped calling myself crazy and started calling it what researchers call a pattern: immersive daydreaming that can turn maladaptive when it costs me. Naming it reduced the shame volume by half. Second, I watch for the portal, not the plot. Quiet bus, shower, lights out. That's when the DMN gets the stage. If I can catch the door, I don't have to fight the whole movie. Third, when the urge hits, I ground for 60 seconds before I cast myself. Feet, breath. One real object in the room. Not as punishment, as a vote for the life that actually has consequences. Fourth, if a scenario is actually useful, a hard talk I need to have, I put a timer on it, then I do the real thing the next day. Rehearsal is only rehearsal if the play opens, and sleep gets a rule. Bed is not a cinema. If the feature starts, I get up. Dim light, boring reset, back when the credits try to roll. I'm retraining the association. Dark room means rest, not premiere night. None of this is a miracle cure from a comment section. The serious help, when this owns your life, is the boring adult stuff researchers actually point to: tracking triggers, CBT-style work, mindfulness for control, and treating the anxiety or ADHD riding shotgun if they're there. I'm not your doctor. I'm the guy who finally stopped pretending willpower was the only tool. So if you live brighter at 2 a.m. than at 2 p.m., you're not broken and you're not just weird. You might be carrying a high-powered imagination that learned to feed you when the day wouldn't. That thing that looked like checking out was often checking in to the only place that still felt vivid. And the second I stopped trying to delete the theater and started choosing when the show runs, the lights didn't dim forever. They came up in the real room. The conversations came back. The sleep came back in pieces. The other life didn't vanish. It stopped stealing the only life that can answer when someone says my name. So here's what was underneath all those fake scenarios. The line I was rehearsing for years and never needed a script for. I wasn't chasing a fake life because I hated this one. I was building a brighter room until I learned I could walk into the real one. If you rehearse a life that never happens, you're not crazy for needing the brightness. You're allowed to bring some of it back with you when the sun comes up.